Good morning. Today we're going to talk about footwear around the kettle. I'm often asked the question, what should my guys at the kettle be wearing for footwear? So I'm not in a position to write your safety policy for your company, but I will tell you what I look for as a boot that's going to hold up well in the given environment, so around the kettle. First thing I notice is a lot of boots out there today have standard cotton stitching. And cotton stitching in most places would work, however, due to the high heat, it's going to burn away should it get exposed to any type of zinc. As you can see, this boot here, we've actually stitched with Kevlar stitching. And you can see there's a lot of places where it's actually triple Kevlar stitched. That's going to provide greater life. In addition to that, it's also resistant to heat. We feel that's important. The second thing is we feel it's pretty important to have the metatarsal guard outside of the boot in this particular application. Reason for that is if you've got your kettle suit right here, zinc hits the top of the boot, it's not going to get on the laces. We just felt that was pretty important in extending the life of the laces mainly. Third thing is we added a puncture plate in the bottom. So, there's wire, there's different types of hazards that could come through the bottom of the boot. Seems to help quite a bit as far as just, the general safety of the users. The last thing I want to mention too, before we go to the bottom here, is the steel toe. We've actually added an additional cover. I'm sure you've seen the guy walking around the plant that's got, every part of the boot looks intact, but you can see the steel shining through there. This actually is not a steel toe, it's a composite toe. Performs the same way, but we've actually added this additional cover to the top here so that there's additional protection, hopefully to preserve the life there. I'm trying to make sure, again, flexibility is not, it's not a sneaker, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it is fairly flexible when compared to other boots that do the same thing. Okay, so that's it for the kettle boot. We also have boots for the acid bay, and both are on promo this week actually, so let me tell you about these. This Tingly Boot, we've had several types of rubber boots here throughout the years, and for some reason, we keep coming back to this Tingly Boot. And I think the reason why is because of the floating metatarsal guard. So you've got a floating metatarsal. In other words, it's not actually fixed to an area in the boot, and it's not going to rub up against the top of your foot right here. And there is some flexibility, as you can see. It is semi-flexible. This boot, again, is a metatarsal guard and a steel toe, all in one, so you don't really have to have an external metatarsal guard if that's a requirement of your company. Second, not a slip-resistant sole here, which is fairly common. However, I do want to point out this little nub here, which makes them easier to get in and out of. Also, the top opens up nice and wide. There's these little clips here to give you that extra space to get your foot in there. Also, they puncture resistant insole here. So the whole bottom here is puncture resistant should you have wire poking up or anything like that. This is going to protect the user against any type of nails and whatnot going through. Again, the poly toe seems to make it a lot more comfortable than the standard steel toe along with the floating metatarsal. That's pretty much it. It also has this reflective property, but a lot of times your kettle suit is over that or your apron's over that, so sometimes this is not as visible, but when it is visible, it's kind of cool. Now, if you're interested in either of these boots we've talked about today, for this week, if you buy 4 pairs, you get one free. If you need to try one on as a sample, if you're not sure on the size, reach out to your rep. We'll figure it out for you, get you a few different sizes to you, and you can send the ones back you don't need. That's all I have for you today. Signing out. Have a good week.